Good morning. I hope your pre Thanksgiving is swell. Got a new project. I've got my niece's little dinosaur in the works. This is the difference between working on weight 4 yarn and a bulky 6 yarn. This thing's going to be huge. I also, this was in case I run out of yarn. I don't think I'm going to run out of yarn. I think I can actually knock it out with one skein, which means I'm going to have to find something to do with the rest of this. I also finished her star blanket, which will be another part of her Christmas present. She does not know about that. I'm thinking the dino will be her birthday, because I promised her dino for her birthday, which is not next week, but the week after. So I have a little bit more time, which is great because my hand is starting to cramp up, and it's like the universe is telling me, you have energy, pace yourself. But my ADHD doesn't want to pace myself. Why would I want to pace myself, right? I got the energy, I want to use it, I want to dive in head first. And then I was walking through Walmart because there was stuff that I needed to get. I'm not looking to participate in Black Friday or Cyber Monday. I honestly have nothing that I really want. If I needed something, I've already gotten it. The only thing I need to order is maybe my protein bars for like the week or something. But while I was there, I found a lovely little shadow growth journal. Because yay, we're working on our mental health, right? And so here I am going through, it's describing its parts. It's lovely. It's fully broken down. This thing was like, I think $5 or $6. And I was like, awesome. I love journaling. I love writing things down. And as a small little snippet of this, it says, in the following pages you'll find quotes from Carl Jung. I'm pretty sure you pronounce it as Jung. Read each quote as if it were a writing prompt, then write what you interpret his quote to mean. Share your feelings about the quote, discuss its relevance to your life, and reflect on what you can take away from what he said. Sweet. I'm officially starting today. I got little post-it notes. I also bought little post-it notes so that I can date whenever I work on these. In reality, I may take the post-it notes out and just like write on the page the date that I tackled the prompt. That sounds like it's going to be a good idea. I will pin that. But since this is also a place where I feel like we can document our mental health journeys, because that's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's something that we don't just tackle for a little bit. It's something we revisit time and time again, right? It's that endurance training that you are able to look back on how far you've come, but you also understand that you still have a mountain to climb. And the challenge is learning to appreciate every step of that journey, because you understand that it's a mountain. It's not a plateau, though there are times whenever you feel like you're stuck in the plateau. Best thing is like whenever you're going to the gym, right? You're working out, you notice that you drop a lot of weight really fast in the beginning, and then you just hit that flat line, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Why did we suddenly stop, right? It's not that you're stopping, it's that the easiest change is probably like the water weight, right? To work past all of that, to help build the muscle, to help do the strength training, you need to be able to work all the finer things, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Whenever you realize that you have to slow down and plan everything out, then you understand, okay, I want to do this much with this time, and I want to do that much with that time. You kind of construct your day a little bit differently, right? So I have decided that I am going to try my absolute damnedest, and maybe this will be part of my Vlogmas, to kind of go through and work on my spiritual journey, my mental health journey, along with some tarot spreads, and obviously working on my lovely little crafts. I am now working on another scarf, and as you can see, it's starting to stripe. With the mandala baby yarn. They're both weight 3s, so I'm double stranding it, and the color's called Narnia. So I figure I am going to turn it into a scarf, see how long it gets, and considering that this is all I have right now, that's fine, right? I'm in no rush to complete it. But it's a project that I can have going in the background whenever my hands need to do something that isn't choke holding tension to get that plushie done, right? Because I have to be careful with my hands. Gotta be slow with her. I only have 2 of them and I've got 10 digits. So while kind of sitting down and taking it step by step, I am just... I have bought like 3 books on shadow work, and they are sitting on my shelf. They say the 3rd one is the charm, right? I'm pretty sure they're staring me down. They stare at me in my sleep. They're behind my little bone dog over here that my brother got me. So my goal is to complete a question, kind of sit with it, and if I need to grab extra paper, then I will, to help fill out the prompt. My problem is that I like to ramble. And with my Mercury in Pisces, I write and speak like a poet. I like imagery. I feel like imagery helps me communicate better, because then I'm kind of painting a picture of what I'm trying to express. Which, ironically, I get a lot of people complimenting me on, because they say that they absolutely can follow me. Even though I don't have a map in this conversation, they're like, oh no, I understand that. Wow, yeah, I can relate with that. Okay, well, let's keep going. And then we have to look at them and go, what was the last thing I was talking about before I went off on that tangent? So I will ask you the question. All right. We are in the first quote. It is, your vision will only become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. I'm like, oh God. Okay. Your vision will only become clear. No. That wasn't right. Let me restart that. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Okay? I had to sit with that for a little bit. And then I finally wrote something, right? And I put, I want to go on an adventure. Like, who doesn't, right? I know that I keep feeling lost, like a fog has covered the road, and out of caution I have stopped. But the fog hasn't lifted, and I'm scared to move forward. Anxiety grabs me with all the what-ifs of the world, and I realize that it's getting colder. If I don't move, I will freeze. Then I will remain. I realize that this is a liminal space where I have to ask myself, am I more afraid of the unknown or more scared of dying in safety? A bird in a cage where the door is open, but there is a chain on its foot. The key has been in reach for so long, it's got dust on it. So why won't the bird free itself? I've learned that I've outgrown my cage, and I am celebrating the small steps I'm starting to take towards my key. You send me what is almost a riddle, and I kind of respond in almost, I guess, a similar manner. But it is, right? I often feel that, like, the fog is there. I described it once to my therapist, like, I have gotten to a point where I can hear waves, right? Like the ocean. I can hear the water. And I've kind of gotten to this point where I feel like I'm on a cliff. I am on this weird little stretch where there is very obviously a path that I need to take, right? But it is the morning fog, and everything is shrouded. And the path is narrow enough that you need to be very conscious of the steps that you take, because the path is so narrow, it's easy to lose balance and fall into the ocean, right? I told her, I was like, it literally feels like I am stuck at that one spot where the fog is the densest. It's like pea soup, right? You want to move forward, but your brain is sending you those caution signals being like, danger, 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 danger. Dude, you can't see shit. Why are you moving forward? And it kind of comes back to that point about finding your courage, right? The only thing that is constant in life is change. And change is scary. Change is something that will throw you for a loop. And it's hard to try and minimize the damage of that. No one wants to live life like a leaf in the wind. That's very chaotic. It can sound poetic, and then you think of the reality of it, and you're like, you want me to live life like a leaf on the wind, but I feel like a washcloth stuck in the dryer. There are things in there that's beating the crap out of me, and I'm coming out bruised and broken, and I don't know what's up from down and left from right, okay? But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? But if you don't have the faith, the hope, the courage to keep getting back up, right? You can stay down for a little bit. There are some times where it's like, Coach, I'm so sorry. I need to take 5. Take 5. Go on, pick that person. And we're learning how to communicate our boundaries, because the only person who knows how we feel in ourselves is us. It's knowing that we have the safety and the freedom to be able to articulate, to say that, nah, Coach, I'm so sorry, right? At some point, we do have to get up. At some point, we cannot let ourselves get frozen in place. And that's the hardest part. They say you can take 5, but don't hit the snooze button. Take 5 and only take 5, right? I'm just... So I am. I'm learning that through this journey of my mental health, that even though I just opened up this book maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, I did finally get my first prompt filled out. And I was excited, and I was like, whew, okay, all right. I thought about it, I answered it, and then I turned the page. I got 4 more questions, and I was like, fuck. The next quote, which I now have to ponder on, I have to sit with, is to confront a person with his shadow is to show him his own light. And I guess that will be in another video. So, if you're interested in following this little series, then go ahead, consider liking and subscribing. If you are into some loopy content, then please consider subscribing. Like the video if you like it. Share it if you think it's worth sharing. If you like crafting, if you like tarot, this is just a bumpy ride, and this is me being a leaf in the wind. At some point, you have to use your voice, or someone will use it for you, right? I'm hoping my audio is better than my last 5 videos, so let me know about that. So, thank you, and have a wonderful day. See you later.